going to Chiquito. This is Chiquito restaurant for Lexber's birthday. It's restaurant bar and Mexican grill. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are arriving at Chiquito's, and as you enter through the doors you could see all the different promotions that they had on their A-board. Mother's Day was just around the corner. They did have some sort of special sort of menu for that event, which is pretty awesome. The actual staff themselves were okay. They showed us to a table. We asked for a table by the window and we got a table by the window, so yeah, they were quite accommodating with our needs and wants. I mean, Ivy wanted to film this and she kind of wanted to not be in the centre of the room while everybody's sort of watching her, so yeah, we were on the outskirts, which was where we wanted to be, which was perfect location. And yet the ambience in this place was quite nice.
It's so busy.
Yes, it is. It's very busy, and it's the ambience was more sort of a family sort of affair. So yeah, they've got quite a lot of parties going on. There were children in there. There was quite a lot of noise.
That's our table.
That is our table. There was quite a lot of upbeat music as well, which is why I'm talking over this now, because we didn't want to get a copyright strike. The menus were very cool. The mocktails were good, and also the milkshakes were my favourite type of thing on the actual menu. The pictures looked very good. We'll get to that in a minute. So Jambalaya is what Ivy ordered. She thought it would come out looking exactly like that picture on sort of like a hot plate. You'll see what it looks like when it comes out. But yeah, a lot of the pictures here look very appetizing and look pretty amazing. I would say the mocktails look like the mocktail pictures, and I was quite impressed with the presentation of my milkshake. So I sort of had high sort of hopes for the food, because if the drinks look this good, the food's got to look a little bit like the pictures. You would want to hope anyway, wouldn't you? And also the prices were not family fun type prices. The prices you're looking at about, £15 for a main course, which I know that's not super expensive, but this is not a super expensive sort of restaurant, and I was expecting maybe something that would come out that looked pretty identical to the picture. I mean, yeah, I had high hopes for it. I love the table with the crackling type effects.
Cheers!
Yeah, cheers to you, Ivy, and cheers to the birthday boy. Cheers, Lex. There we go. So, yeah. So it was quite nice in there. You could actually pick up one of the Chiquitos hats if you want.
Happy birthday, Lex!
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy. Yep, look at him. You wouldn't believe he's like in his 20s, would you? There's Ivy's meal. So remember the picture that had the nice big black hot plate and it filled the plate? Well, Ivy's really didn't. I mean, there's mine and there's Lex's. But yeah, mine itself, there was no picture of mine, so I couldn't really compare it to the picture. Lex got quite a lot of food. He got a lot of food. But look at that. Look at that. That's piffle.
I know, it's just a handful.
Well, it's not like a giant jambalaya. So I mentioned the hats earlier, the Chiquito's hats. So there we are, a Mexican style hat. It's not a full-on sombrero, which would go massively far, but it's quite alright. A bit of fun, a bit of harmless fun.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And yeah, but there was quite a lot of birthdays going on. So a lot of the time there was like people singing happy birthday like every 5 minutes while you're eating your food, but then that's kind of what's expected in these sort of
At least
places.
you asked for water.
Yep, we had a nice big jug of water and they put some slices of fruit in there as well, which is nice. I really did like my milkshake. It was a popcorn milkshake. It was brilliant, very, very tasty. Ivy, what did you make of your jambalaya? Did it taste nice?
Not so much, there's a lot of onions.
Okay, so yeah,
And I have coriander on top as a dressing, but it was like dead. It's not fresh.
oh, that's not good to hear. You see, my chicken was covered in cheese to the point that I couldn't really taste my chicken, to be honest. It was very cheesy, and yeah, the portion was quite small.
I only got few prawns, like 2 big ones and a couple of small ones. But I enjoyed it because it's fresh.
Well, I enjoyed mine, but I wouldn't say it was worth £15 at all, because the size of the portion just wasn't big enough. I still felt hungry after I'd finished eating, and for a mains, you don't expect that. You would expect to be fairly full, wouldn't you, on a
I
mains?
think mine is £16, $16.99.
Yeah, yours was quite expensive for
Yeah,
what you got.
The word jambalaya, it seems like giant jambalaya.
Yeah, it's a jumbo. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I think
look at that.
jambalaya. Yeah, I thought it was from Alabama as jambalaya. I didn't think it was a Mexican thing, but I guess it must be.
It's yeah, I don't know.
But I think your paellas that you make at home looked more impressive than that jambalaya. That'd have to be a future video of yours if you haven't already done a paella. Have you done a paella video yet?
Yeah, we done paella. We did mukbang at the end.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I have to eat that coriander because I don't want to waste anything because I have to eat everything in the plate.
Mhm. The plates were nice. It was served on quite a nice plate. I mean, that's quite a stoneware sort of plate. It was quite nice.
Oh, another one. I struggled though.
Yeah?
Using my hand.
Yeah, you're quite good at shelling prawns. I'm not very good at them. By the time I've shelled one prawn, the rest of my food has gone cold. It's the same with lobster. I love lobster.
Do you?
Yeah, it's just a chore to eat it though. It's just a massive chore.
You have to eat by hand.
We'd have to do our crayfishing again this year and go and catch some river crayfish, and then we can do a cooking video on that.
We can start now and we can eat like what I'm doing now. Yum yum.
Well, you know our pond fish, they're not actually eating all the floating food at the moment.
Yeah.
They're sort of in hibernation mode because it's still fairly cold. After we see our
Oh.
pond fish eaten, that'll be when we can go do our crayfishing. So we'd have to do that, and we'd have to do a video on the whole process.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't overly... Well, I liked the food that I got. It tasted okay, apart from it was overwhelming with the cheese on the chicken, and the portions were not a good size. I mean, I could have had a side salad with mine, but I asked not to have a side salad. They didn't really offer to replace it with anything else or substitute it. Maybe I should have said, can you substitute it with an extra corn?
You should complain.
But the corn on the cob, I was expecting to get a full corn on the cob, and all I got was like, like a section.
3/4.
Yeah, it was tiny. It was like the sort of... It was smaller than a portion that you get from Nando's. In fact, if I was to compare this to Nando's... You did indeed. Well done you. Well, there wasn't a lot to eat there, really, to be
No,
fair, was
it's
there? For
very
£16.
quick. And
Yeah.
yours finished as well.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't really a massive meal, was it? It didn't leave you feeling full. I gave it sort of like a thumbs to the side. I
But you
didn't
had
give it-
yours.
Yeah. I don't think I would go back there again. And if I was to score this out of a 10, I would be giving it about a 6.2.
6.2. That's harsh. I'll give like 7 at least.
A servant. Well,
6.5.
Well, the reason I'm giving it a 6.2 is I felt that the ambience was okay, but it's not a romantic restaurant. You wouldn't want to go there on a date,
It's
would you?
noisy.
It's a family restaurant, isn't it?
Very noisy.
Yeah, very noisy and not the best for that sort of thing. But if you're looking for a bit of a fun night out and something that isn't going to break the bank, but at the same time you're still going to feel a bit hungry, try Chiquitos. But yeah. So here I was asking whether Ivy enjoyed her meal, and I asked her whether it was spicy. But yeah, she was saying it was mild. It did actually say on the menu that it had like 2 spicy peppers next to it, didn't it? But it didn't have the spice really, did it? There was no sort of kick. But yeah, the music was okay. We did sort of dance along to it. It did have a slight Mexican feel at times, the music, but a lot of it sounded very poppy. But yeah, the ambience wasn't too bad if you're into a family type place. Yeah, I gave it a thumb to the side. Ivy gave it a thumbs up and a half thumb. I would not give it a 2 thumbs up, definitely not. If I had to compare it to another restaurant, if I was comparing this to Nando's, I'd give Nando's probably an 8.8 because I like Nando's. This got a 6.2 from me because it just doesn't quite cut the mustard. It just wasn't. It wasn't what I expected for the price paid, and the actual pictures on the menus looked great. And yeah, we've got some pictures of the menus coming up and the prices just around about nowish. So here we go. The jambalaya was £14.49, and if you doubled up, you would have got £9.99. You would have had a full meal if you paid like twice.
How much yours?
But yeah, mine was the southern fried chicken with the pulled pork, and I could not taste the pulled pork, and that was £15, and it just really wasn't worth it.
Picture.
It doesn't look like the picture at all, does it? It really doesn't, and I'd imagine a lot of the other food doesn't either. But yeah, as you can see here, the menu itself looks nice, but the presentation was not like you're seeing in the pictures, and the actual prices do not reflect the sort of size of portions that we got, and I didn't really rave about the taste either.
At least I like the heart. I wish I could take it home
Why? What would you do with it at home?
for my garden.
You wear it in the garden. No,
Just say
okay.
bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you very much for watching Manila London. We now have a merch store with quite a lot on offer. Take a look at our Teespring from our channel page. Or you can hit a like, a subscribe, or one of these tiles and stay with Manila London that little bit longer. Thank you for watching.